Hey, shout out to Dwayne Waddell.
What's going on, grapplers? Real quick, I want to talk about UFC 25. I saw this little meme talking about how UFC 25 was the lowest rating UFC 25 event ever. And, you know, first of all, I can say congratulations to all the winners, prelims, main card. To be honest, I only watched the co-main event and the main event. And people are like, oh yeah, everyone, for some reason everyone puts it on Chris Weidman, like Chris Weidman was the issue for the pay-per-view. The issue for the low ratings on the cable view sport event. And it's like, when I heard that, I was thinking to myself, well, how can you blame Chris Weidman? Chris Weidman's not in charge of the promotion. We already know Chris Weidman is 0-3 in his last fights. And he's fighting Gastelum, who's a beast. I think he's ranked number 8. Weidman, he's had controversy with his last fight against Mustasi, Yoel Romero, and whoever he lost to before that. So, of course, it wasn't going to be like this spectacle, but what I liked about it was Chris Weidman came out. He said he has something to prove. I didn't really expect him to win by submission. I'm happy to see that he used his grappling. I'm happy to see that he actually got a W, because not for nothing, if it's between Chris Weidman and Michael Bisping, I'll probably go for Chris Weidman, because Michael Bisping, man, he's had that belt but hasn't fought anybody. He's over here stalling out for George St. Pierre. It's like, dude, you're the champion. Fight somebody. Quit making excuses. I swear the man was scared of Yoel Romero. He's happy he's got to fight Robert Whittaker, and that's not a slouch. So, back to the topic of UFC 25 and Chris Weidman and the numbers, I would say the co-main event was an awesome fight, brutal fight. I'm surprised that one went to decision. That was a tough fight. Slugging it out, heavy kicks, heavy punches, heavy counters, great motion, great submission attempts. That was an awesome fight. To be honest, I didn't even know who was on that card. I barely knew any of the names. I really just tuned in because I wanted to see Kevin Gastelum versus Chris Weidman. Yeah, so anyway, Chris Weidman did a great job. It's just that no one really knew who was on that card. And that's not a discredit to anybody that was fighting. It's just a matter of getting the public more familiar with the fighters. Now, whose obligation is that? Is that the UFC, or is that the fighters? I look at it as it's part of both. The fighter has to market themselves, and the UFC has to market them as well. But UFC is not going to market you if you're not finishing fights. You already know that from Dana White. That's enough about the UFC 25. I really just wanted to touch base on that and explain my side of the low ratings. I mean, they say Demetrius Johnson has low ratings, but clearly, like what he said, if you're not promoting me, then I'm not going to get coverage. So even though he has a great record, he's about to defend the title for X amount of numbers, all that matters is what is your brand. So for all the fighters in UFC 25, no discredit to y'all. Even though I only saw the last 2 fights, from what I read, everybody, the whole card was a stacked card, so I would consider that a sleeper card. Now the big fight coming up, it's the rematch that we've all been waiting for, and I'm really, really curious to see how this plays out. Damian Maia versus Tyron Woodley, trying to check that out. The theme about that one is Damian Maia is a kind of like an octopus, a spider, you know, alligator. He pushed you into his grasp. He gets you on the ground, and he puts you to sleep. And he's proven that he could do that. Tyron Woodley, he's been proven to be a fighter that can knock you out in one punch. He has a background with wrestling. So, does he want to go on the ground with Maia? I doubt it. Because you just don't want to be put in that situation. You know, you can show grit and determination in your weakest position against your opponent, but do you really want to play around in the deep end too long? You know, so that would be an interesting fight. Then Daniel Cormier versus John Jones. I mean, it's a lot of gas. You know, I hear John Jones talking, and he's definitely the pound for pound best fighter. He was at a time, you know, but he's taking so much time off from the ring. I don't know if he's still gonna blast out. I mean, we saw what he did against St. Preux, and that wasn't the most spectacular fight. People are starting to show, you know, gaps in his game. People are starting to show that. So, can Daniel Cormier capitalize on that? I think so. Who's going to be the winner? I'm not quite ready to give my prediction just yet, but I'm looking forward to that fight this weekend. Looking forward to the Tyron Woodley and Damian Maia, Cyborg and her opponent. I'm curious to see that. But outside of that, man, you know, that's really what all's going on. I just want to touch base on that Weidman situation. I saw some people making a big deal about the ratings. And for the UFC event coming up, this is supposed to be the big time event, the showcase event, besides the Conor McGregor versus Mayweather. So I'm looking forward to this. NaturlGrappler, hit me up on the website, on the social media links, wherever you gotta do to find NaturlGrappler and support. Definitely appreciate it. As always, NaturlGrappler, I'm out.